I wanted to tell you about the time I was kidnapped as a child and saved by an angel. When I was 7 years old, on my way home from school, a man from my town stopped me. He sent me to the store to buy him cigarettes. When I went to the store was closed. And this is when I realized that, it's Friday. People are praying at the mosque. This is why the store is closed. So I returned, and as I went to hand him his money back, he grabbed my hand and started walking with me in the opposite direction that I was headed. This man walked me across my town, the next town over, all the way to the back of a hospital in an area that was abandoned. He pulled me into an abandoned building that was there, and he took off my earrings. My earrings were special earrings. These were my tribal earrings. These are earrings that, in my tribe, are given to a child when they're born, shortly after they're born, and these earrings are made of gold, and they are not to be taken off until your wedding night, where they take you back to the smith to remove your earrings so you can, get married and go to your husband's house. So when he took off my earrings, he left me behind, and I was so afraid. I stood there for a while, but then I started walking. I walked out of the building, and as I am walking, the whole area was deserted. There were no buildings. There was no one around. And as I am walking, and I am crying, and I am distraught, and I am so afraid of the punishment that was waiting for me at home, because I should have been home by then, this old man with tribal marks on his face just appeared out of nowhere right in front of me. And he came to me and he asked me, "Are you okay? Is everything okay? Why are you here by yourself?" Questioning me to try to figure out what's happening. I don't really remember exactly what I said to him, but I do remember him grabbing me by the hand and walking with me. And every once in a while, we would come across a person and he would ask them, "Do you know this child? Do you know this little girl?" And of course, nobody knew me. This was not the area that I was from. But this man walked me. He walked with me, asking questions. And this is the thing too. Where I am from back then, streets didn't have signs. Most houses didn't even have numbers. For example, if I was to give directions to someone to come to my house, I would tell them, "You have to walk all the way to the blue bakery. When you get to the bakery, you keep walking to your right. Then when you see the pink house, you make a right there. Then you walk all the way to the lady that's selling peanuts in the middle of the street. After her, the fourth house, it should be yellow. That's where I live." So this is how we would give directions. But this man walked with me all the way to my house. And as we got to my house, the crowd started gathering. People started running around to see, what's happening. And this man just disappeared. The man who appeared when I was kidnapped and abandoned walked me home in a town where most streets don't have addresses, most homes don't have numbers, and took me all the way home. And as the neighborhood gathered, as my family gathered, this man just, poof, he was gone. And this story, I put it in the back of my mind. Every once in a while, when I would talk about my childhood, I would explain the story to my kids. I would explain the story to people just to show them, look at what God did for me, His grace. This random man showed up, he helped me, he saved me, And lately, God has been putting it in my heart to share this story. I still don't know why, but every time it would come to me, I would just dismiss it, I'll get to it when I can. I'll do it when I have time. I just never took it seriously. But a few days ago, I was in my room, getting ready, fixing my hair, putting on my makeup, when my youngest son, out of the blue, just came into my room and said to me, "Oh, Mommy, you remember the story you told me about that guy, the angel who came and saved you when you were kidnapped?" At that point, I stopped hearing the rest of what he was saying to me. Those words, "the angels that came and saved you when you were kidnapped," it flashed across my soul that this is exactly what God was showing me. This is what He was pointing out to me. This was no ordinary saving. This was His divine will being done in my life, in a very, very tough situation, in a very, very hopeless situation where anything could have happened to me. He sent someone and made a way for me. And as I am sharing this now, I am understanding that the lesson behind the story is this. It doesn't matter what it is we're going through. It doesn't matter how painful the situation is. It doesn't matter how hopeless it looks. It doesn't matter what we have lost. As long as we don't lose our hope in our Father, as long as we don't lose sight of the one who sits high on his throne and sees low into the earth, on his children, his gaze never leaves us. We should never despair. We should never despair. The same God who made a way for Joseph when he was lost and abandoned in that prison after his family sold him, the same God who made a way for me to find my way home through his angel, is the same God who sees you, who knows you, who sees what you are going through. The same God who will make a way for you, the same way he made a way for me. And if you have been through anything that has renewed your faith in God, I would be so honored if you would share it with me. I love hearing other people's encounters with the divine, with God himself, with his angels, anything in this time, in these dark times that we're going through, that will renew somebody's faith. I would be so happy if you would share it with us. Thank you for listening to my story.